Amazing. Hi, everyone. My name is Stefan. I'm with GDG London. And here I have two fellow colleagues, which I'm not going to introduce. I'm going to let them introduce themselves. I'm just going to say that they're from GDG Bletchley.
Hi.
Hi. We have here...
I'm Jason. So Jason Berryman. I'm from GDG Bletchley, and I'm also a Google developer expert for Firebase and Cloud.
Amazing. And
hi, my name's Ajit Kaursutcha. I'm an organiser with GDG Bletchley. I feel like I should have gone first, Jason, because your title is way longer than mine.
We'll work on yours.
Thank you.
Cool. Should we speak a bit about how did we join? What is GDG essentially? Because we've been mentioning these acronyms, and personally, I have a challenge with it's quite challenging to understand acronyms. So GDG comes from Google Developers Group, and we are just simple people with great ambition of sharing knowledge and opportunities within the community. And speaking about this, I want to understand a bit more, how did you join GDG and why?
Yeah, no, that's a really great question. So for me, since I left university, since I graduated, I found myself gravitating towards the tech environment, not necessarily technical roles, because I don't have that background, but technical environments. I mean, most companies are tech companies now, whether they want to be or not. And I found myself in a position where I wanted to skill up because I was in that environment. So I joined the local GDG group, Google Developer Group in my area, just to learn a little bit more. And then I found myself really enjoying the community. It was such a friendly and open environment, which connected me not only with other people kind of looking for careers, but also the experts too. And I realized that you don't have to have that tech background to really work within the tech industry. And then I really wanted to get a bit more involved in driving those meetups, driving the events, and making them super valuable for others within the local area that didn't know that they could get involved because they simply didn't have that tech background. So that's how I kind of got involved as an organizer, and it introduced me to great people like Jason, and it's really helped me in my day-to-day actually, which is great.
Amazing. That's great. Jason, do you want to mention
how I joined GDG? I was just thinking about that while Ajit was talking. And so I started using what was then Google Apps back in, 2010, 2009, maybe a very long time ago.
Okay.
And then 2013, 2014, I was doing a lot with App Engine. And at some point, I think it was when just before Google acquired Firebase, I started working with Firebase, and then eventually they joined forces, and we started doing some collaboration with Google and the Firebase team for a new product. And that's kind of when I got really sucked into the Google developer ecosystem. And I was introduced to Google developer groups. There wasn't an active group where I was based, so I started one. And I've been here ever since. So started a Google developer group, became a Google developer expert, and they haven't got rid of me yet.
Wow, that's very impressive. Considering the fact that you do have significantly more experience within the GDG community, how do you see that this has been changed from the moment you started until, let's say, today?
I think when I first started, GDG and GDE were both sort of fairly small in numbers, and what I've seen is a massive growth of that, both locally and around the world. We started building up quite significantly up until 2020 when things kind of ground to a halt, and we then started to join forces within the UK community. And we created something called Dev Party. Okay. And we took the whole GDG for UK and Ireland online for almost 2 years, and started hosting online events. And since sort of 2021, 22, once things have started returning to normal, what I've seen is that things have become much more local and regional. So, for example, this event, we're at now the GDG Summit for Europe, Middle East and Africa. Typically, pre-COVID, we would have all gone to San Francisco or Mountain View. And that was great. That was great fun. I've done so many trips to San Francisco and I really enjoy them. And I'd love to do plenty more. But this is really good because it gives an opportunity for more developers from the Europe, Middle East and Africa region to come together in one place and network and learn together.
Amazing. Yeah, I gotta say, even it's my first GDG summit. My first time actually in Berlin. And I can see exactly what you're mentioning. I think I've met people from Tanzania, South Africa, Nigeria. As we just had a panel with someone from Nigeria. I spoke yesterday with this person when we organized our scavenger hunt. So that was quite interesting to actually pick their brains on different aspects. Yeah, I 100%. I agree with you 100%. It's quite impressive.
Yeah, it's pretty easy to forget kind of the reach of the GDG kind of like ecosystem because we spend most of the year kind of in our little groups. And then, it's great today. We've met, GDG Warsaw, GDG Sharjah. We've so many of these chapters that I didn't even realize were around and now are so open to collaborate, which really excites me.
Yes, I think that's one thing that's changed a lot is with technology. It's much easier now to collaborate. So we can collaborate with another chapter that might be in a completely different continent, and either do that virtually via video link or kind of meet together and actually at events like this.
Yeah, I definitely do see the huge difference that is being made when you actually meet someone in person rather than virtual. Although in some situations it's the best you can. So
yeah.
But mostly, I generally believe that in-person events, collaborations, and just exchanging ideas, it's quite valuable. I haven't been in GDG for a very long time.
Yeah.
So I think I have way shorter experience than both of you. But I actually enjoy it, to be honest with you.
Yeah, because it is a commitment, and most of us have, day jobs and things like that, and it's a commitment outside of it, but it's one that's kind of driven by so much passion and energy for the community that it just doesn't feel like a chore. It feels like something I really want to get right. So, I know the rest of our organizer team, so there's Jason and I, but then we have 3 other members of our... Sorry?
4 other.
4 other, sorry. We've had one recently join. Probably. Sorry.
and 5 others if you include our hardest working organizer.
Are you talking about Gemini?
Gemini.
Yes. Okay.
Gemini has joined the team, and Gemini is working really well to produce some of that content.
Good.
But this is why I really like how GDG Bletchley organise a set-up kind of team, because we have such a wide, diverse range of skills between us. I mean, Jason's you're like the tech brain. You've got all the GDE and GDG experience that we so leverage. Then we've got Georgina, who's here today, and she runs kind of like a Toastmasters group as well as many other things, but she's great at public speaking and has those connections within the local area. We've got Kiana, who's like a media queen. She's amazing at videos, cameras, photos, all the rest of it. And then we have Jackie as well. So I don't know if we mentioned that we host our events at the National Museum of Computing. Have we said that yet?
About 10 seconds ago.
There we go. We host our events at the National Museum of Computing, and Jackie knows all the history there. She understands the machines. She's worked with them for a very long time. So she really brings our location of our venue to life, and supports our kind of community with having that, as well as the rest of the talks and things that we set up. And then we also have Lisa, who I'm not going to forget. I know you're looking at me like you're going to forget. Lisa is the newest member of our organising team. So it's a growing space, and it's great that we have that mix of people, because I think when you bring us together, you have something really unique. So yeah, I'm just really proud to be part of such a mixed group that I can learn from every single one of the other organisers.
And that's an important point. You don't all need to be technical to be in a Google Developer Group organiser, and having those variety of skills. Jackie will tell you that she's not technical at all. She'll proudly tell everybody that she used to be a fishmonger. But she's the museum director for the National Museum of Computing at Bletchley Park. And she is so passionate about the computers and the equipment. We've got working computers from the 1940s, 1950s that we use for code breaking, and really the first ever working computers are there. And that's our home. That's where we host our events.
Can we plug our next event?
Can we plug our next event?
Yeah, go for it. But before we do that, big shout to your social media wizard, which is behind the cameras.
Yes.
So we have to do that, 100%. I want to mention something else, but I forgot. I remember at some point. Probably, go for it.
Yeah, so we've got an event coming up. We're hosting Build with AI at Bletchley Park.
Okay.
But we're doing Build with AI slightly differently. So the normal take on Build with AI is it's maybe a half-day conference where you do a workshop. And what we've done is we've kind of merged Build with AI with DevFest. So we've got 3 tracks, each with 6 sessions. We're running 3 workshops throughout the day. So it's a whole day event. The National Museum of Computing, we're taking over the whole museum. And we're running, I say, what hopefully will be the biggest Build with AI event.
So essentially, you're saying that if we are passionate about AI, we want to network, and we want to touch base a bit on history, we should come and see this event.
On the 12th of July.
Okay. And where can we find specific details?
You can find details on the GDG Bletchley page. So if you do a search for GDG Bletchley, it will come up, and maybe wherever we publish this, we'll put a link somewhere.
Okay.
Yeah, we're on LinkedIn. We've got Eventbrite on the Bevy page as well. So a few places. But we're really excited for the day. We've got lots of really cool stuff lined up.
Amazing. Any closing remarks? I know it's just the first day since we've been attending this event in Berlin. We do have a lot more to go through. Yeah. But considering that we're doing this podcast now, I think
before we got to that.
Yes.
The best is yet to come. I think we've got another 3 events. Some of us.
Yes.
So tonight should be quite good with the community mixer.
I've heard a lot of people downstairs saying how they're going to let their hair down at the community mixer. So I'm excited to see what happens tonight.
Okay.
Yes, that was good. It's at the same place we were at last year, so that was really fun.
And do we have social media? I know that GDG London does have social media channels. So we are on YouTube. We have LinkedIn. We have Instagram. We have TikTok. We're everywhere, essentially. Let's just say it's impossible to miss us. Yes. But what about Bletchley? So if we want to see you at the community mixer, for example, and we want to see some photos, where should we check?
I guess Instagram.
Yeah, we've got at GDG Bletchley. That's our Instagram and LinkedIn. You can find us on both those places. So we're yet to get TikTok. Maybe you and I can talk about that later. So,
definitely, yes. We can keep going. Cool. I think I've learned quite a few important informations today. I think I'm going to learn a bit more. I want to thank you very much for joining me, and I'm very grateful.
No, thanks so much for having us, Stefan.
It's been great.
Thank you.
Cheers.